Hey guys, Brad here, your favorite Tupperware guy, and welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Brad. Today I'm going to make microwave ground beef hamburgers, sliders if you like, in the microwave in minutes, and you're going to love it. It's awesome, easy, and delicious, and guess what? It beats going to the fast food restaurant. So I was always taught the best way to make my hamburgers is to start with a bed of onions. So I'm going to take a large yellow onion, cut off some of the gross parts. I'm using my Universal Series Chef's knife. I love this. It is the easiest knife. It's a large size, but it's not scary and like overwhelming to use. Like some of the knives can just be a little intimidating. This is a fantastic knife. And I'm using my flexible cutting board, and I'm just going to drop the onion skins right into the trash. So I've got my onion ready to go, and I'm going to cut it in half and then into quarters. And I'm just going to use a small amount of it, maybe a little more than this. For my sliders, and I'm going to use my Chop and Prep Chef. If you haven't seen this before, it is the easiest and simplest little gadget. It's got a little motor on top. You start like a lawnmower, and the faster you pull, the harder you pull, the faster it spins down here. So there's a couple little blades, 3 stainless steel blades. I'm going to put my onion pieces right down in here. I'm going to lock it and load it, and I'm going to give it a couple pulls. That did not take very long at all, and you've got amazingly easily chopped onions. No tears, no extra work. And I think it needs a little bit more, so I'm going to add a little bit more to it. Beautiful. So we're going to put that right in the base of the MicroPro Grill. So we're going to start there. So you got your base right here. We're going to drop the onions right down into it. Use my spatula and get the rest of them out. And you can see exactly what I did here. And you can use as much as you like. You can do more onions, you can do less onions, but the flavor that it puts in the ground beef is awesome, and it makes a slider taste like a slider, if you ask me. So this is where we're going to start. Next up, we're going to get our ground beef ready. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, we're back. So where we left off, I had the onions in the bottom of the MicroPro Grill. I have my Freeze It, aka Square Round, with 1 pound of ground beef. These are amazing. I live for these. So I buy the big packs of it at whatever grocery store I go to at that time, and I usually buy them when they're close to expiration, so they're a little bit less expensive. I portion them out into 1 pound packages, and they freeze just like this, and they stack up perfectly in your freezer, and they stay fresh. They don't get frostbitten, they don't get nasty, they're perfect. So you take your pound of ground beef and you drop it right on top of the onions. You don't have to add anything else to it. So this is just fresh ground beef. And I'm going to smash it right on down in my MicroPro Grill. Right on top of those onions. And I haven't added anything else to it yet. So Jim and I were talking about this recipe. There's this restaurant that I can't remember the name of it, but it's in a White Castle type building. I think it's the most repulsive food in the history of the world, but Jim loves it for some disturbing reason. So this could be considered a style like those sliders, however, not the gross part, because this is the kind that I like, and they're delicious. So you've got your onions and you've got your ground beef, but they're not steamed, they're grilled, and they turn out amazing. Okay, so you see here, I just flattened 1 pound of ground beef right on the bottom of the MicroPro Grill, right on top of those chopped up onions. That's all we've done so far. I'm gonna give my hands a wash, and then we're gonna salt and pepper it. So we're going to take some salt and pepper, and we're going to pretty generously top here. And I love these Hourglass salt and pepper shakers. They're amazing. And that's all there is to it. This is ready to go in the microwave. It's going to grill up some amazing sliders in just a few minutes. So we're going to put the cover on. It's going to be in the grill setting. We're going to throw them in the microwave for about 4 minutes, and then we're going to check them. When you're cooking meat in the MicroPro Grill, it might let off some liquid that you might need to drain partially way through cooking. And if you don't drain it, it's not going to be the end of the world, but the water in the container may start to steam, which may make your food less grilled and more steam tasting. So, you know, I'm not looking for that with my hamburgers. So I'm going to drain off the liquid after a few minutes. So we'll be right back, okay? I'll show you guys how it looks. Okay, so the microwave just finished. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to show you guys. It's not done yet, but there's going to be some grease that needs to be drained off. You don't need your hot pads because it is hot. I almost forgot myself. Again, the cover of the MicroPro Grill is extremely hot, so don't make the mistake of putting it down on your laminate countertop because it will damage it. So I'm putting it on top of a cookie sheet for right now. You can see the beef is not fully finished, but you can see the grease is kind of separating from it on the sides. And so this is the one and only time in my world where a glass bowl is acceptable. And Jim and I were just laughing about this, but I use Tupperware bowls for everything. Obviously, I believe in the Tupperware world, but I don't want to damage my plastic with some really hot grease. So I'm going to drain it into this glass bowl. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So your grease and some onions is draining right off. And you want to get rid of that because you don't want it to get, you don't want it to stay too moist in there, and you don't want your burger to be steamed and not grilled. But you can see what we've got here, and it needs a few more minutes in the microwave, and then we're going to have some ready to go sliders. So we'll be back in just a second, okay? Sophie wants to be in the video. That gold chain with a promise from me. Okay, so we're back and the microwave is just about done. I'm going to show you where we stand with it. Oh, look, here we go. So again, use your mitts. It's hot. The outside doesn't stay hot for a long time, but certainly when you take it right out of the microwave, you want to use these to protect your hands. These out of the way. You guys can see what I have here. So I'm going to take the cover off. There's some steam. So there's some more fat that's rendered. And that's going to happen with any ground beef. That's normal. It's going to shrink up a little bit. But I'm going to drain that off again. That's gross. I'd rather drain it off than eat it though. Okay, and then I'm going to pop some American cheese slices on it. And use the residual heat to melt them. And we're going to use the cover the other direction so it can sit. Let the cheese melt a little bit, and then we'll cut them open and put them on sliders. Be back right in a second to show you guys how it turned out. Okay, so while the cheese was melting, when it was in the casserole mode, I got a couple of my sliders ready, so I have the bottoms and the tops. I'm going to use my mitt, and I'm going to take the top of the MicroPro Grill off. Again, I'm going to put it on a cookie sheet because it is very hot. I don't want to burn my counter. And by this time, the handles have cooled down considerably. But you can see I laid the cheese right on top. And so we have some ready-to-eat sliders sitting here. So they're going to be a little bit larger than my buns. But I'm just going to use one of my kitchen tool spatulas since it's not metal. Because you don't want to use metal on your MicroPro Grill and you don't want to damage it. But I'm going to cut the sliders like so. And I'm going to pop it out. And look, we got this ready to roll. Add your own toppings. I'm a condiment weirdo, so I don't put anything on mine. But you've got your beef, your onions, and your American cheese, and your sliders ready to roll. So, I love it. It's easy. Like I said, it's a lot better than that restaurant that Jim loves. Jim's over here watching. That's in a White Castle. I don't know what it's called. This is a delicious version that you make right at home. And I hope you check it out. I hope you love it. Try it in your house and let me know what you think. As always, there's going to be a link at the end of the video. I appreciate your business and thank you for watching. Have a really great day. Bye. Maybe I'll have a little bite real quick.